church again. And, let's just make sure that everything's deselected and do paste. And now that is off in La La Land. We do Command F. And, oops, we didn't get a base line here. So we could go back and copy this over again with a baseline, but we could also just come here and simply get our line drawing tool, which is this, this is a polygon line tool, and this is a single line tool. We'll get that. We come down here and we just click and click. And I'm making a solid. I don't want that. I want it to be simple 2D. So before I finished the click, I just went over there and selected it. And that's fine for our purposes. We're going to go in here and select it all now again and go to our move tool. And we're going to click on a corner just for the sake of moving it around. Now, if you look, I've left a copy of it behind. I go over here to my tool options and I see, I've got copy. I don't really want that. So I could go over here and I could click this for no copy, just for a single move, or I can just simply hit option and it'll change it. Okay. So now I've got it. I'm dragging it around. So let's zoom in on that area. And if yours does the same thing as mine, it disappeared, but trust me, you still got it. The two columns here it's got to be in that area somewhere. So go over here and just kind of click. Okay. So what we need to do is rotate, so we get this thing in the right orientation, and let's click this orientation. And now we're off the grid, but if you go down here and select your rotate tool and click and click and click, it knows that that's the plane on which you want to around which you want to rotate. So so that is that entry elevation. So let's go up here and go to a new layer, and let's call it entry elevation, and hit enter. Again, it's on the model layer, which we don't want. So while it's still selected, we're going to change the active layer, go down to the layer tool, click, and now we've successfully moved it over where we need it. And I guess now is as good a time as any to start showing you how to work in odd planes. So again, we want to rotate this around along the plan view. Our rotate tool, select it and come down here on since that elevation is selected, go out here any old place and start to rotate it back. Now you could simply you could go say, well, okay, I think it's somewhere in there maybe. Okay, visually I think that's right, but if you look up in the upper left hand corner, you see 44.44 degrees. So no, I'm not 45 degrees, I'm 44.44 degrees. So simply type 45 and hit enter. Now it is 45 degrees. Okay, now the first thing I notice is he's indicated this as one column and this as one column, but if you notice here, he's nowhere close to having that centered between those columns. And typical engineer. So let's see what we can do to work with this. So let's go in plan view, and I'm pretty sure that what he intends to do is build a wall out here, and then the wall goes across here and then back to the main building, and it's in this wall that he's going to put those doors, and that the roof cantilevers out over the top of this and is supported by these columns. So, this is just a guess I'm going to make because it's incomplete. So what I'm going to do is go up here and go to this the polygon tool and make sure that I'm drawing a solid. And I'm going to come down here somewhere close to this. Again, you see the little dot. And I'm going to come over to where that line hits there. And I'm going to go up here. Now, and this is just visual, but I could get funky with it, but this is going to be close enough for what we're doing. We get over here to the wall and click, go to the corner, click. Now, I'm just going to pull it out here, but if you reach down and just tap the C key, it's completed the plane, and it's only a plane because see how it says 0, 0? So I'm going to hold the Option and the Command key down, and I'm going to now rotate around so I start to see, what's going on, and I'm just going to make it the same height as that lower box over there for now. Okay, and I'm going to look. Okay, now he does have it higher. So let's make it more accurate. So I just hit the Option and the Command key, just got it where I could kind of see what I'm doing. Go over here and get the vertical arrow to move that around, and go right over here at the top of that line right there. Okay, now we've got that basic mass. Now let's go down here. Let's make another rectangle, because there's going to have to be a slab that's going to come out here that people walk on before they go through the front doors. And but it's going to be being drawn at a 45-degree angle. Now there's two ways to do this. One is to go up here and select this 3-point rectangular tool, and make sure that our plan orientation is clicked down here. We could go down here and get close to that, come out. We could go over here to the next point and click, and then it's going to draw a rectangle for us. He looks like he's got the slab coming out here somewhere, so we can click. Now it's going to have some thickness, and again, I don't know what the thickness. Yeah, I do know what the thickness is. The thickness is right there. Okay, now if you notice, it snapped to that corner, and I've got this side out where it's supposed to be, but this one is not. So we're going to go over here and click the arrow, and just go over here and select that line, and bingo, we've got it. Okay, so we can deselect that wall, and okay, now I'm getting so anxious to move forward. I need to show you something. What we've been doing is we've been drawing these last things on the entry elevation, and that's not what we really want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that mass, and I'm going to click on that mass with the Shift key held down. Now if I got something wrong and I went back on it and clicked again, I'm deselecting. Okay, so let's hold the Shift key down and you can click on and off. Let's move those to the model. Okay. And now what I'd like to do is I'd like to move this elevation so that it's now centered on this box, if you will. Okay. So what I'm going to do is go down to the elevation model, and I'm going to lock everything except that. So now I'm going to do select all, and I'm going to get just that elevation. All right. So go down here to the rotate or to the move palettes. Go to move, and what you want to do is you want to find some place that's the center of the elevation, which is that, and okay, it's now what I want to, like I said, I want to center it. So I'm going to center it on that face there. And if you notice, there's like a secondary green little dot that's appearing. That's saying, hey, I'm the center of that. If you click to me, you put the elevation right on the center. Okay? Okay, so that works fine for me. Now I know this. I can use this elevation for reference and to create the doors later on. So good time to save. So we do save. Okay, now there is no information. There's no dimensions or any notes or anything on this elevation. So one of the next things we need to do is to figure out what is the roof slope. So let's look at the front elevation. Now, I think it is Command minus. Yes, it is. So Command minus in this model is that shortcut. So let's just go in here anywhere. Let's get the rectangle drawing tool. Let's set it to a 2D plane. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the top of the roof, and I'm going to draw a rectangle. Now what I want to do, because everything is a fraction, a rise over a run, okay? So, and it's always x over 12 inches. So it's 4 on 12, 6 on 12, 10 on 12, whatever. So what I'm doing now is I want to go over here, and the very first thing I want to do is my horizontal, and you can see that that's going to be what's called length up here. Find a number that's divisible by 12. So it looks like we're in the 20s here. So let's 20. Let's go to 24. And we just kind of want to get close. 20. All right, that's close enough. The other number is 14. Okay, now 24 is divisible by 12 to 2. So I need to take 14 and divide it by 2, which is 7. So the roof is 7 on 12. So I usually just jot that down somewhere. 7 on 12. Okay, I click, and I don't need that, so I'm just going to do undo. And now what I want you to do is I want you to hold the Command key down and rotate around so you're looking sort of down on your project. Now, it's the roof. All the roofs are what they call gable roofs, so you end up with a triangle on this side, and the roof slope is 7 on 12. Okay, now the other element we need to look at and do, we're going to do Command minus to go back to the elevation. We want to know, okay, what's the overhang? Okay, so go down here, just above the paint bucket layer movement tool is a ruler. So you can go down here and you can click there and click there, and he's got 24 inches. All right, it's 2 foot overhang. So remember, 2 foot overhang. And it doesn't make a difference, you can leave that. And this is what they call a plumb cut eave. It's vertical. Sometimes they'll cut them at 90 degrees, but this is called a plumb cut. So we've got a 7 on 12 roof pitch, we got a 24-inch overhang, and I'm going to guess that vertical height, or the thickness, is somewhere around 8 inches. Four inches. Okay, that's really cheap. Anyway, let's be generous and make it 6. It's going to look a lot better, and he'll never notice. Okay, so now Option Command key, rotate around where we can see, kind of what we're doing. Now, over here on your palettes you'll see a stair. If you hold on the stair, you can come down, slide over to roof. Okay, now tool options. We want to create a gable roof, right? We want the rise to be 7, right? We want a plumb cut. We want the height to be 6, the thickness 6, and the overhang to be 24, right? So 7 on 12, gable, plumb cut, 6-inch fascia height, overhang is 24 inches. All right? Okay. Now, what we need to do is we need to select the plane that is where the roof is going to be generated. So the plane is this thing right here. So you'll notice, and why don't I have selection tool? Because I'm on a lock layer, that's why.